Wills versus a trust. What's the difference? While wills and trusts do have a lot of overlap, there are also several differences between the two. Ultimately, both are ways to spell out who will receive your assets. One big difference between the two is in how and when they take effect. Wills don't go into effect until you pass away. A trust is effective immediately upon signing and funding it. Wills may be easier to think of as a simple document. Wills allow you to name guardians for your kids and pets, designate where your assets go, and specify final arrangements. While this is an easier process, the simplicity of a will does come with some drawbacks. For example, wills most likely have to go through some sort of probate process after you pass away, and this can make the documents become public. In most cases, you cannot use your will to leave behind property you hold in joint tenancy with someone else, proceeds of a life insurance policy for which you've named a beneficiary, money in a pension plan, individual account or IRA, 401k plan, or any other retirement plan for which you've named a beneficiary on forms provided by the account administrator. Trusts are a little bit more complex to set up, but they have two major benefits over wills: allowing your assets to avoid the probate process and protecting the privacy of you and your beneficiaries. Similar to a will, there are also several things that you shouldn't include in your trust. While you can transfer the ownership of your retirement accounts into your trust, estate planning experts usually don't recommend this. If improperly set up, this can trigger income taxes on these assets unintentionally. This includes individual retirement accounts or IRAs, 401k accounts, and 403b accounts. Since HSAs and MSAs are tax-free assets, you can't transfer them to a living trust. These assets are more efficiently distributed by naming beneficiaries. Vehicles can be a bit tricky when it comes to whether or not to include them in your living trust. Everyday vehicles like cars that are bought and sold regularly, it's probably not worth the extra paperwork and hassle of retitling your car in the name of your trust. Keep in mind that after you create a trust, you also need to fund it by transferring the assets into it, making the trust the owner. To do this, you physically change the title of your assets from your individual name to the name of your trust. The trustee you name will control your assets in your trust. Now, most likely, you will have named yourself as the trustee initially, so you're going to have complete control over during your lifetime. Now, to ensure that your trust contains all of your assets, you're going to need to set up something called the pour-over will, which names your trust as the estate beneficiary. This will protect your wishes in case there are assets you forgot to move into the trust. So, which option is right for you? A will or a trust? Get your questions answered, schedule a free financial assessment right online with Pure Financial Advisors, and find out today.